Is it worth it to buy a used Porsche? Used Porsches are very worth it. They are well-built cars, fun to drive, can be taken to any track in North America for lapping days, and depreciate very little, if at all. Now, to qualify the above, I have bought and owned 5 used Porsches. First was an '84 928 S5 Speed. Paid about $19,000. Tracked it, drove and enjoyed it. Sold for $21,000 a few years later. Second, a 914-6 GT Monster built by Kinesis Wheels owner. Beautiful car, super fast, tracked it and enjoyed it. Sold for what I paid for it a few years later. Next up, a Boxster S in very nice shape for $18,000. Enjoyed the drive, drove it a few weekends, sold it for $21 a few years later. Sold it to make room for an 86,930 911 Turbo with 40,000 original miles. Paid $40,000, still have it and it's worth more than double. I also bought a 75 914 0 with 50,000 original miles for about $9,500, still have it. In process of turning it into a 914-6 GT with a 3.6911 motor. Newer Porsche cars can be had for half price, 911, Boxsters and Cayman, and are very reliable and well-built, fun cars. Buy a low-mileage, well-maintained car and you probably can drive it for the cost of a Honda Civic. From my experience, the older cars 914, 911, 930 are very German, very mechanical and fun if you are into nostalgic hardcore driving. The 928 was actually a very refined fast GT car, and was as fast as a Boxster S or early 911 around a track. The Boxster reminded me more of a Japanese car in its drive, manners and electronics. Not bad, but not old school 911. So, buy a Civic like a sheep, or treat yourself to a Porsche for the same $S. Well, a 2005 Porsche Cayenne is one thing and 911 is another. 911 is a great value overall unless some less desirable model years in which they tried unorthodox design, 996 body with queer headlights for example, almost nobody likes it, me included. The cars has ultimate sports car charm and used one don't cost an arm and a leg and aren't the sort of garage queen like the cheap Italian exotics. Porsches are actually reliable and it translates into the relatively low running costs, especially considering the fact they aren't usually daily drivers. There are still some notorious mechanical issues on some of them like faulty cylinders in some naturally aspirated engines and defective manual transmission which might cost quite some to fix. Buying such a car you need to learn it and to examine a wanted example thoroughly. At this moment I think 911 in 997 body is best in terms of value. Hope would get one in a couple years. I would consider it one of the best used vehicle purchase options. Porsche carefully controls factory output to keep depreciation low, appreciation high, many do appreciate. They are also amongst the most reliable vehicles for sale today and for the last 15 or so years. They have much better build quality than anything else from North America, Japan and from most European brands. Few, if any compromises are made to detract from performance. So for reliability, high market value and low depreciation they are amongst your best possible options. The Panamera, like all big luxury saloons, are the only vehicle they've made in the last 10 years that depreciates quickly. That makes it a particularly good used vehicle purchase. The sports cars all hold their value very well or appreciate, especially the special models with any models starting with GT being especially desirable, along with a few other models that are highly daughter-in-law after like the 50th anniversary 911 or the 911 Speedster. The Cayenne and Macan depreciate slowly and are much more reliable and better vehicles than their VW AG stablemates from Audi and VW, and there really is no comparison with Mercedes-Benz or BMW for reliability. Porsche is usually ranked 1 to 3 out of 30-ish brands for reliability, MB and BMW are middling at best.